Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. So I just got off of work. I pulled a 15.5-hour shift. I'm exhausted, but I'm still motivated to make this video for you guys. I want to talk about this interesting finding at work. I found out that there is a series of private security officers at this post who are getting paid way below minimum wage. In the second part of the video, I want to talk about lowballing. This is a common practice in the private security industry. We're going to talk about it right now. Well, we'll talk about it after I talk about the first portion. So at my job a couple of months ago, I was given this packet of information that was evidence of some type of... we'll put it this way. There's some investigation I'm working on. I was given a packet by the victim, and I ended up getting an extra page. Those extra pages are always interesting. So I look at the page, and it says something to the effect of contract for private security services. It had the name of the security company that I am familiar with. It had the number of hours that one of the security guards on post worked, and it had the hourly rate. And I'm very disappointed. It says $11 an hour. $11 an hour. It is the year 2023. Federal minimum wage is about $7.50 an hour, maybe $7.75 an hour. I don't know of a whole lot of states that honor the federal minimum wage, but I will tell you in California, the minimum wage, that means the minimum amount that you can legally pay an employee, is $15.50. $15.50. If you've caught on already, you are intelligent, you're smart, and you can comprehend information. Because when you put two and two together, somebody's being shortchanged. Why is this client paying a contract security company $11 an hour? I'll tell you this, that there's an employee out there who is possibly being shortchanged. Now, is there some other type of invoice that comes along with this? Maybe. Maybe not. So if this contract security company is getting $11 an hour, what the hell are you paying this security officer who puts his life on the line every single day? You're paying him $11 an hour? There's no way you're paying him $11 an hour, because the security company needs to make profit. So I'm located somewhere near the Mexican border. Minimum wage is, I don't know, guys, but I'm thinking maybe in Mexico, in this city in Mexico, maybe $10 an hour. Maybe that's your average minimum wage. Well, that's what the wages that are paid. Now, what is exactly minimum wage? Is it $5 an hour? It could be. I don't know. It's not $11 an hour. It's not $15.50 an hour. It's low. So what this company is doing is they're exposing the Mexican population, treating them like they're slaves. We don't do that as Americans. We've had people fight for one's right, especially Mexican Americans. Cesar Chavez, don't ever forget that name. He fought for the Mexican farm laborers. He fought for them to have a livable wage. And you have these so-called Americans who actually are fake, should be sent to some other country, who are exposing the Mexican people, guys. That's what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if these security officers are getting paid $7 an hour, which is illegal in California. That's not the minimum wage in California. That is exactly what's happening. Also, that the security company can have a contract. So shame on two people. Number one, the security contractor. And number two, the actual client. Shame on both of them. This security contractor, by the way, is a decent sized security contractor for our area. And they're getting away with this stuff. It is not right. You know what they're doing? They're setting the bar. Oh my goodness, this is just upsets me. Now, I don't have a security company anymore. But what this is doing is essentially leading us to part 2 of this video. Lowballing. Lowballing is one of the worst things that you can do as a private security company owner. If you're out there lowballing, what you're doing is you're screwing yourself over. You're screwing your employees over. Let me talk about that. So if you lowball, that means you're paying the lowest contract rate possible in the whole area. Okay? What you're doing is you're screwing yourself, you're screwing your employees over because there's no room for any wage increases. Okay? There's no room for officer safety equipment, better holsters, better duty belts, better vehicles, maybe vehicles that don't break down in the middle of the road, maybe body armor. If these companies would stop lowballing, maybe they can pay for body armor for their officers so that they can live another day. But they choose not to. They choose to lowball. Oh my goodness. These people got me lit, guys. You want to know what ends up happening with some of these companies, and I am not degrading you if you work for a company called Securitas or Allied. You work there. I'm happy that you're working, and there's some higher end government projects. By higher end, I mean higher pay, different responsibilities, where you're getting paid actually good money. But a lot of these companies, like those 2 companies I just mentioned, I probably left out of the whole list, they're able to lowball because they have operating expenses, but those operating expenses are paid for through the hundreds or dozens of accounts or even thousands of accounts that are out there. So you can pay the lowest contract rate possible and still make millions of dollars because all these low contract rates, okay, they end up contributing somehow to the overhead expenses, okay? And when you have hundreds of these low paying accounts, you're able to have the operating expenses. That's how they're able to do it. But do you want to have your company modeled after Securitas? What you're doing is you're setting the standard. These employees, for the longest time out there, are going to be stuck with the most suckiest wages ever because you created this lowball strategy. Stop going out there and lowballing, guys. I want you to go out there and show the value of your service. Show the client why they should pay more than these lowball accounts. In private investigations, I don't lowball. My rates are all the way up there because I don't feel the need to lowball because I'm not worth that much. When I started private investigations, okay, I took on these lowball assignments for $25 an hour. And at the end of the day, I told myself, you know what, Sean? You are not worth $25 an hour. You can do better. And then I moved up to $60 an hour assignments. And then there was an occasion where I got $100 an hour assignment. And this is 10 years ago. I am not worth $25 an hour. When I ran my security company, those who worked under me, I have never paid you minimum wage. I didn't have a lot of money to distribute to you on some of these contracts, but I did not pay minimum wage. Always above. collectively, ladies and gentlemen, as private security company owners, we need to all set the standard, and that standard is setting the wages, setting the contract rate. We can't lowball. We keep lowballing out there, we're going to get the lowest common denominator private security guard. I could guarantee it. The lowest common denominator. And this industry will be continued to be an industry of tarnishment. To be an industry where, quote, they hire anybody with a heartbeat. Let's set the standard higher. Okay, just because somebody else bids $25 an hour, $30 an hour, doesn't mean that you go bidding at $15 an hour or $16 an hour. I remember when online guard car training was permissible through the Bureau of Security Investigative Services, the regulatory arm for private security professionals in California, private investigation professionals, California. Started having these companies do these online trainings. I admittedly was one of them as well. I could have done a lot better. My training at that time was meeting standards. We'll put it as that, guys. Meeting standards. It wasn't the best, but it met the standards. Looking back in time, I could have done a lot better. The reason why I'm saying this is because I am not going to sit in front of a camera and be a hypocrite. That's not me. That's not Sean. I'm honest and I'm transparent, and I hope that you will follow my lead. But what ended up happening was other security companies try to lowball these other security companies or training facilities that were offering guard training. All of a sudden, now you could pay, I don't know, was it now $70, $100, and you could get 40 hours of guard car training in only 8 hours. How does that happen? So you spend 8 hours of training, you pay $80, $100, whatever it is now. It should be like $600, maybe $800. You complete 40 hours of training in 8 hours. Well, that's called fraud. And I constantly see these security companies out there, even some major ones, with a lot of subscribers that are well known in the community, in the security community, that are given an A+ reputation. Okay? And they're politically affiliated with a lot of people. And they're untouchable by BSIS. And they lowball these classes, guys. When I get my security training business up and running again, I'm not going to lowball. I'm not going to say, okay, you're charging $80 now for 40 hours worth of training. I'm going to just charge $30. No, because you're setting the standard. All right, guys, that's all I got. I don't know if this is a rant. I don't know if this is a call for action. However you take it, I'm looking forward to the comments. Let me know what you guys think about lowballing on these accounts. Let me know if you know anybody that has ever been paid below minimum wage. Let's talk about this.